What's up, guys? It's Coach Grant with First Down Training. Today we're going to be breaking down what is a route indicator, an example of a route indicator and how you guys can avoid that, okay? So if you watch these videos, you're familiar with a route indicator, and that's letting the DB know what break you're going to make. And today we're going to highlight a perfect example of how you guys can see that, how you guys can recognize that, and obviously avoid it, okay? But also, fellas, if you're a wide receiver or even a quarterback or even a DB and you have not heard, we are going to be traveling to 9 different cities and 8 different states this offseason for our quarterback, wide receiver, and DB training camp series. So we're going to be coming to Tampa, Florida, Houston, Texas, Phoenix, Newark, New Jersey, Atlanta, Georgia, Chicago, Illinois, Dallas, Texas, Nashville, Tennessee, and Los Angeles, California. We're coming out to 9 different cities. We're super excited about this. So if you guys are local to that, want to come out and get some work in with us, we'll have live one-on-ones. We'll have 7-on-7. We'll have about 5 different coaches out there, and spots are limited. We're having small group type settings, group type coaching, so we could actually coach you guys and not just run you through drills. So if you guys are local to those areas, want to come out and get some work in, check out that very first link below. Let's get started with this video. So first things first here, we got to make sure that a route indicator all comes down to selling fade, right? That's one of the main keys to any route that you run, whether it's a hitch route, whether it's a comeback route, whether it is a double move. You have to be able to be a salesman, right? And that means selling with your pad level, your stride, your speed, and your eyes. So those are all 3 things. Like I would just break it up into 3 categories: eyes, upper body, and lower body, right? Those 3 specific categories can all give away a route to the DB, right? Some guys like to look to the route before they break. They start to turn their eyes. They start to look down the break point indicator, right? Because when you turn your eyes, usually what that will do is that will turn your body. You won't have that good body language. You'll start to turn your shoulder, turn your hip, or worse, you'll raise your pad level, because when you raise that pad level, that DB knows something's coming, because what's he supposed to be watching? He's supposed to be watching hips, he's supposed to be watching torso. Or what guys like to do is they like to chop their feet and slow down. They cut their stride down. Everything that you do wants to look like a fade. So when you run a fade, are you having short strides? No. Are you running tall? No. You're trying to get as far away and get as much separation from this DB as possible. So that's what we have to focus on. So he shows a perfect example of how raising that pad level can give this DB any kind of indicator of what I'm doing. He's in a good spot all the way up until about 2 yards before the break, because he starts to expose that number. He starts to raise his chest up. That chin gets real high, right? All that DB is going to do is sit right on that route. We have to, and again, DJ Moore is a good route runner. It's just one of those routes. Everybody has a bad route every once in a while, and it's something that we could all learn from, right? But as soon as you start to raise that pad level like this, you're going to start to slow down. You're going to start to chop your stride, and that DB is going to slow down when I slow down. That DB is not going to run past me if I'm not running hard. So we have to make sure that we understand that principle. I'm not raising my pad level up to slow down. I'm using my hips to slow down. I'm not slowing down to make a break. I'm using that violent change of direction to slow down. But Moore, he kind of slows himself down. Then he drops into it, giving himself that indicator, and we're letting the whole arena know that I'm about to make a break by raising up and chopping my steps. So just make sure, fellas, that we can avoid that. Let's stay in stride. Let's keep my speed. Let's keep a good pad level. Let's keep my eyes forward and use that hip drop, use that suddenness of your movement to be the thing that changes direction for you. Just got to be more confident with that, especially as a younger wide receiver, because Moore is obviously, he can change direction. He can run routes, but even some of the best in the world sometimes will have a bad rep. So we just got to make sure that we learn from it. We make sure that those mistakes aren't our mistakes, and we don't make the same mistake twice. Okay, so let's watch the thing again, full speed one more time. Just make sure, fellas, route indicator, we don't want to raise up my chest. Don't expose the number. Don't slow your speed, and don't shorten your stride. All right, guys, we want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions at all, don't hesitate to leave those in the comment section below. We'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Always appreciate the feedback. And again, fellas, if you're local to one of those 9 different cities that we talked about below, or want to travel out to one of our camps, spots are limited. Spots are already starting to fill up. Our Tampa camp is already about more than halfway full. So again, in January, we're coming out there. Would love to have any of you guys out. We really appreciate it. Check out that very first link below if you want to come out and get some great work in with myself and with my other coaches. I'll see you guys next time.